Hi Best Buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. Today we're going to make an easy standing accordion folder. But first let's have our shout out to Norma, Donna, Christine, Rachel, Stamper Girl, and Little Flower. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys, I decided to make this standing accordion folder because I have new digitals from Chapter 1 papers. Oh my goodness, you guys, they've entitled this one High Society, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at these pictures. They are so beautiful. There's so many pieces of ephemera in this kit that I said, oh, I'm going to need something to keep all of these beautiful pieces of ephemera in. So that's why I decided to make an easy standing accordion folder. Now in the kit, I did not print everything out, but in the kit they have some full pages. Look at the doors. Oh, aren't they cute? Oh, cute, beautiful, pretty. And these beautiful pages here. So gorgeous. And then of course the one here that I made the standing accordion folder out of. Gorgeous. All right, so I'd like to make one out of this beautiful pink. Look at that. So what we're going to need first is we're going to need some envelopes. And I have an envelope here that my box actually said it was a number, where's my notes here? My notes, a number 6 by 3/4. I measured it. It's approximately 3.5 inches by 6.5 inches. Excuse me. And what we want to do is we want to take our glue. I'm using my art glitter glue. You can use the glue of your choice. And we want to glue our flap down. Yes, I said glue our flap down. So there we go. There's my glue. I'm simply going to glue this flap down. The next thing I want to do, now I have 6 of these, all six of these envelopes. Glue the flap down on all 6. And then you'll want to turn it. So this is the flap right here. We've just glued it down. So over here on the, what I would call the bottom of the envelope, that's where we're going to just cut a sliver off. Just a little sliver. So there we are. Just a little tiny bit just to get it open, and now it's open. Now on my envelopes, I don't know if yours is going to do the same thing, but right here at the corners, when I pull it open, it's not glued down very well here, and it's not glued down very well here. So I want to make sure I go through all 6 of my envelopes and glue those corners down on either side. Right? So once you've got that done, you've glued your flap down, you've cut off the opposite end with just a sliver, and you've glued the corners down. Then you're going to have something like this. Let me count to see if I picked up all 6. There's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. I'm just making sure I didn't glue it closed. Here's 4. Here's 5. And here's 6. Okay, I've got all 6. Now I want to make sure I am stacking them. Whoops, that's not right. Stacking them so that the opening is at the top. So stacking it so the opening of the envelope is at the top. Alrighty. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to put them in a pile, and all the openings are at the top. I'm going to turn it over like this, turn my first one over, and I am going to find the middle. So it's about right there. I'm going to take my glue. Now I'm using art glitter glue. I've seen, now this thing that I'm making right here, and I'm not seeing one that's got a bottom and a top like we're making today. but I've seen a lot of these. In fact, I have some videos of them, and I've used glue sticks. But I just find that glue sticks don't last over time. You know, after a year or so, they come loose. So, but if you like glue sticks, then use a glue stick. You know, you run just the glue stick down the center. I'm going to use my art glitter glue. And you find the center, and you simply put a line of glue right there at the center, and then you lay the next one down, and you make sure they're all, you know, even, and you crease it. You push it down, not crease it, push it down so that the glue gets stuck. Now I'm going to do my next one, and just where the center is, you're just going to lay a line of glue down. You're going to take this, because the top is open, you're going to turn it this way, so you're going to glue them all together so that you're keeping the top open in the same direction. They're all going to be open correctly, hopefully. Hopefully, guys, this will all work out, and I've done this correctly. This is so much fun to make, and it's a little bit more involved than I usually do, but if I can do it, you guys, you can do it. And it's so pretty when you get done. You could use them for ephemera. You could use them to organize all kinds of things, maybe on your desk. Give it as a gift. They're just beautiful once you get finished with them. And my last one, right there. And put this one right on top. And press it down so that's all glued together. All right, set that aside. We'll get back to our envelopes in just a minute. The next thing we want to do is we want to bring in our digital. Now I have cut this digital to be 7 inches by 10.5, and I have printed it on both sides. Okay. The first fold that we are going to make is 3 3/4, and I'm just going to take my ruler, because I don't have one of those, I don't know what those boards are called. I used to, but I couldn't make it work, so I don't have one anymore. So 3 3/4, and I just take my bone folder and I crease it, and then we're going to fold it. Just like that. And then fold it with your bone folder. The next fold that we're going to make is from the fold that we just made. We're going to make it a 1/2 inch. So we're just going to get our ruler again, and we're just going to crease it, or score it at the 1/2 inch over, and then we're going to fold that. That is our bottom. We have just made the bottom of our little standing accordion folder. The next fold that we're going to do is from the last fold that we just made. We're going to make it at 4 inches. So we're just putting our ruler at 4 inches, and we're just marking it, creasing it, I should say, and then we're going to fold this over 4 inches and creasing it. From this fold, we're going to fold it mark it at 1/2 inch, just like we did down here. We're going to do the same thing here at 1/2 inch, and then we're going to fold it. Now, that's the hardest part of this whole thing. We have just made the bottom, and we have made the top, just like that. So we made the bottom and the top. Now we're ready to bring in our envelopes again. So let's lay this out. But before I do that, you know I do like a little bit of inking. I did not ink my envelopes. I did not line them. I didn't do any of that. Now, if you want to line your envelopes, you most certainly can. I just thought that because this digital has some white in it, and even my example, it even has white in it, or cream, that it didn't bother me at all. And I just thought, I'm just going to really make this to be a very easy accordion folder. And I wanted it to have a top and a bottom. So that's why we put those two 1/2 inch folds. And you can see them really well here. So this fold right here was 3 3/4. Then there's a 1/2 inch. Then there's a 4 inch. And there's a 1/2 inch. And then you've got your remainder. So I'm just simply going to ink this very quickly here. I'm not inking it strongly, just a little bit, just to, I don't know, I just like ink. I like the way it looks. And this digital's already got a little coffee dyed look to it. You know how when I coffee dye my back of my digitals and sometimes I get coffee on the front? That's exactly what this looks like. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. All right, so we've got that all finished. This is the flap. The little tiny piece right here is the flap. This is the top, and this is the bottom down here. This is the front. We've got our envelopes here that we have glued together right here, and they open up. So you want to get them to where they are open at the top. You want to make sure that you have the envelopes with the top open. We're going to lay this right on our 1 inch fold right here. Kind of right in the middle about. And I'm going to actually take my glue, and I'm using my art glitter glue, and I'm going to glue the top. I'm gluing the whole thing in. This whole side, I'm going to glue it in. It's going to make this pocket not open quite as much, but it's really going to make it more secure. I'm going to stand it up, and I'm just simply, I'm trying to position my envelope to be, you know, the same from end to end. So let me get it lined up here. I better hurry up or my glue is going to dry. And I'm simply pulling this up, the front up, and I'm going to glue it on. Just like that. Okay? The next thing is that I'm going to do the same thing to my back of my envelope, the back of the stack. And I've got my glue on, and I'm simply going to pull up this side, just like this, and glue it on. Now, I'm going to give it a few seconds before I open it. Well, I could open it to show you. It's going to go like this. I got this middle one here. Come on, there we go. Oh my gosh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That is so cool. I just think that's so much fun. Now, these aren't completely dried yet, right? But let's decorate just a little bit. So cute. I've got some curly seam binding from my scrap cabin, and I thought that we could just do a little bit of puckering right here, just a tiny bit, not a lot, but I'm just going to add my glue. I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue down, and the reason why I use hot glue is because it's quick and easy, and it really is great to show things in videos. And I'm just going to add a little bit more, and the reason why I add just a little bit at a time is because the nature of the hot glue is that it dries up pretty quick, dries pretty fast, and if it dries up too fast, I won't get my my seam binding on here in time for it to grab a hold, and that's the reason. So if you use fabric tack, then you could do the whole thing. You could put all the glue down the whole line there, because it doesn't dry that quickly. I'm simply going to trim off the edge there, and I'm going to check this other end to see if it's glued down nicely. That's glued down pretty well. Alrighty, so now we've got that part done. Oh, it's already looking fantastic, isn't it? So let's go ahead and let's bring in this other seam binding. This is that Hug Snug seam binding, and it's completely flat. It's like it's been ironed. And I'm going to make a little bow using the crinkled and the not crinkled seam binding, and I'm just going to make a little bow here. And so I'm just actually I'm not going to even twist it. I'll just do it this way. Okay. Oh, looky here. This isn't a knot. That's not going to work. I'm going to unknot it here, guys. All right, now back to our little bow. So I'm just going to make, I'm going to leave a little tail. I'll make a loop. I'll make another loop. And I think I'm going to do 4 loops. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim it. And I'm going to trim off another piece so I can tie it. I'm going to tie my bow. Get it all in this finger here, in this hand. Move it over to the other hand. And just give it a tie. I'll tie it in a knot so it doesn't want to come loose. Goodness gracious. Okay. Alrighty. Now we've got that done. And let's pop it right on here. But before I do so, I'm going to bring in my dish. In my dish I have a little bit of flat net right here. You can see it better on my shirt. And you can see it's not even cut straight. That's okay. I'm going to put it about in the middle. Yeah. And I'm going to put it at an angle so I've got my tips at the top and the bottom. I just put a little bit of glue right on here. And I'm going to grab my spoon. Come back here. There we go. Just sticking it on there like that. So I just stuck my little net right on there. And then I'm going to place my bow right on there as well. So I'm going to add a little bit more glue and pop my bow right on here. I'm going to add a little bit more by lifting up my loops of my bow and adding some glue onto my paper. Oh my goodness, so cute. All right, let's trim our little streamers off just a little bit. We don't need all that going on. And of course I'm going to save them. I like to use these little pieces for tags. When I make a tag for the little fabric on the top, that's what I save mine for. Most of them are used for that. Now in this dish I also have one of the pieces of ephemera, and I think I'd like to pop it in maybe right about right there. So let's get this in. It's a shoe, and I think that color is perfect right there. And then there are some labels that come with this kit. I'm not sure which label I want. There's a thin one, and here's one that's a little thicker. I think I want the thin one because it's longer. For some reason I think it looks a little better on this. Adding my glue and just popping my label right on there. I also have some seals, and I worked today working on some seals that I thought might blend well with this kit. I have a bulb pin. I have some seed beads, which are in kind of a I don't even know what color. It's a pink color, but it's like what does they call that? Ocean glass? Sea glass? It's sea glass. It looks like sea glass. I'm going to put a hole in my little wax seal here. So let's pop a hole in it. And then let's put it through our bulb pin here. I'll put the beads on first. Okay, and then let's go ahead and put it through our seam binding. There we go. I'm going to close it right here. Well, heavens, maybe I will use my scissors to help me. Oh my goodness, I think that is absolutely adorable. And then you have got your gusseted pockets right here, and then you have all of your ephemera that you have been cutting from this gorgeous kit. Oh my goodness, look how gorgeous this is. I just love it. And then you have a place to store your ephemera as you work on your projects, because this is a very large kit that they're offering, and once again, it's called High Society, and I do think you're really going to love it, and we'll be doing other projects with this kit very soon. Oh, you guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.